Yeah, wicked. Wow. And we done that.
Well done.
Yeah, we done a couple of things, man. We banned the zombie knife last year because of Luke Collins Walker. Booga. Yeah, so my little young mentee, a young kid I mentor, he got chopped, a little white kid, got chopped from behind with a machete. Yeah, he went through there and out there and never chopped the top of his head off, and he's completely blind. And I've been mentoring him, and then because we went on a cross-parliament argument with the Labour and Conservative, and we went to the argument, they passed, because of the mayor and them not meeting him, I believe, they met him, seen him, and then because of that, they passed a zombie knife ban in September. Yeah, because we was at the argument in the City Hall last year before they banned it. And I've got all the footage for that as well.
Actually,
boom, coming to your screen soon.
No, I actually saw some pictures of you on Downing Street.
Boom. I actually got personally invited to Downing Street. Imagine that. It was, if I'm being honest, yeah, it was absolutely a mind-blowing experience that I never thought would be possible. And it made me appreciate the journey that I've been on. And if I never turn my life around, I know I'd be in prison doing triple life sentence or I'd be dead. And I'm glad of my son, because my transitions, because of my son and his friends, and how the ripple effect of an action, because basically why I turned my life around was I was in prison for 4 murders in 2012, and I was in Spain, so they extradited me. And when they extradited me, I had a couple of kids that used to sell drugs for me on my lines, yeah, and one of the kids run a bill up that was a little bit too much. So when I got out, I wanted to teach him a lesson. And teaching kids lessons in our game was shooting them in their feet or their hands, yeah? So I had to shoot this kid in his feet or his hands. And I was trying to find the best way to do it without affecting my son.
Oh.
And I couldn't. And that's when I realised we was hurting and damaging people's kids. And that's when I thought, I can't do it no more. I can't do this no more. And that's why in that year, I walked away from committing crime.
So that was your turning point?
That was it. I walked away, all my money, I built all the assets I had, all the material, everything criminal. I said, keep it, see you later. And that was it.
So there is, now that you say that, I've read other story about a police officer he was a police officer and he actually shot someone, a lady.
That was Dale Cregan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a kid that worked for one of my partners. He shot 2 gangsters and then 2 policewomen and killed them with hand grenades. And I was part of that investigation. They extradited me for that case, but I got exonerated and I offered no case or no evidence. And I walked out of court because of that, because I had nothing to do with that. The kid, that was a young kid that got, I don't know what happened to him in Thailand, but he went to Thailand, he got into an altercation, he lost his eye, he came back, I mentored him for a couple of months trying to get him to face the fact of losing his eye, and then he just lost the plot. He just lost the plot and went on a mad one. And that's all you can really say about him. And I'd rather not talk about him because he's still doing 3 35-year recommended sentences and he's never getting out of prison. Oh. And it's a part of my life I'd want to really just forget about because they're scumbags. And he killed 2 defenceless women for nothing and then hand grenaded their bodies into nothing. So I'd rather not.
Hand grenaded them?
I don't want to talk about this man because this man doesn't deserve any airtime. Okay? He killed 2 defenceless women with hand grenades. Yeah, so you can imagine what their bodies were like. So I don't want to discuss a scumbag like that. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Next question.
And do you know anything about John Parma?
John Palmer's he was what they called timeshare.
Timeshare, that's
timeshare
it.
king in
That's
Tenerife. Yeah, so look, they weren't really the same kind of gangsters. And he was from up north. I was from Birmingham. They're what I class as grifters. They're con men. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Slipper and slide, ducker and divers. They dance between raindrops. They dance between raindrops. Yeah, that's what they are. They dance between raindrops. So they're not real men to me. They're what I call squeaks. They prey on the vulnerable. That's what they do, prey on the vulnerable.
Is that like a Stephen?
Stephen French was...
He was a tough man then.
In his field, in his territory, around his people, he was known as a bully terrorist. So he terrorised people. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that's what he was. We were different people also. You know,
So
I never terrorised
You
anybody.
don't feel it.
Yeah. I never terrorised no one.
Yeah.
I never terrorised no one. Unfortunately, the universe took quite a lot of problems for me. That's why I was investigated for over 24 murders. Because funny enough, anyone that done anything to me usually got or ended up dead, and then I'd be a suspect. So I don't know why I got investigated for 24 murders, and I don't know how these people died, but I've never physically killed anybody. But I've been investigated for over 24 murders.
Jesus Christ.
But I've never hurt anybody like that. I've never terrorised anybody, and anybody that has been hurt because of me are usually no good bullies who are terrorising other people.
And how did this happen with your eye?
Oh, I got shot in Spain. Yeah, I got shot.
Because you were living in Spain.
Not because I was living in Spain, because I was mixing with the wrong people. The Spanish people were very beautiful people. They would give me a beautiful home to live and raise my children. Do you understand? But it was the people that I was mixing with that made my life more turbulent than it had to be, because they was weak cowards that felt the need to shoot me when they wasn't, I don't know, they're not confident enough to deal with life, you know, they had to try and take a shortcut. So I'm proud I was the man that they needed to kill to get where they needed to get to. I'm glad I'm the man that prevented them reaching their goal, and I'm glad I'm alive here doing what I'm doing.
Did you ever feel like you wanted to seek revenge, or did you leave it up to the universe?
Up until I got my daughters, so what I've done, I went back to England. When I come back to England, I located the guy that shot me, and I found out where he lived, who he lived with, and then I was formulating a plan to what I was going to do. Here it comes, right? Like, what I was going to do, I was going to chop his feet off.
Oh my God!
I was going to chop his feet off, chop his hands off, and take his eyes.
Yeah.
And that was it.
That's what you wanted to do?
That's what I was going to do. No, that's what I was going to do.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to do. And then basically, before I started to put that plan into action, I needed my daughters to be safe.
Yeah.
In a place where they're going to be looked after, educated. So I thought, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put them in boarding school, pay for their boarding school until the entirety, and then go and do what I do. And if I go to prison, then at least my daughter's in boarding school.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I got my daughters in boarding school, done everything in boarding school, and then one day I got a phone call off the boarding school and said, Mr. Herbert, can I have a word, please? I said, yeah, what's the matter? I said, are we in any danger? I was like, danger? In what way? He said, no. I said, no, I'm not that person my whole life. And it was from that point I realised, you know what, I've got to switch over. For my kids, I've got to stop.
Yeah.
So I've got to stop. Because it was only reenacting revenge.
Yeah.
It was only reenacting revenge. Do you know what I mean? So the revenge wasn't something I needed to do. Do you know what I mean? Because revenge is just to show other people what you're capable of doing. And I'm more focused on my children than anything else, because everything I ever done was so my children didn't have to go without like me.
So that's when you wanted to leave the life of crime behind, really?
That's when I did leave it behind, not when I wanted to. That's when I decided to leave it, because I had to hurt a young kid that was, but what I've done, I'll give him an opportunity, and this is what I've done. I said, come off the road today and I'll forget every penny you owe me. And come to the gym for 6 months with me and see what you can do. Now he runs his own church and bakes his own bread, and he's got his own bakery. The young kid that went on to be, he's an international superstar artist, he's called Ambush. So Ambush, the artist, the rapper, is the young kid that was in prison, who the young kid that was selling drugs for me was looking after, kind of thing. It's weird. But I used the drugs to feed the network. The network become footballers, musicians and sort of stuff, but the drugs fed everything, if that makes sense. So I was like the conduit to everybody's success. And then basically when I come back, I just sort of said, right, you've got to be straight. Everybody's got to be straight. And this is what we're going to do. So I plugged into legitimate people, because business does not fail, people fail business. Is
that when you started boxing?
No, I boxed my whole life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, boxed my whole life. That's what got me better. I couldn't have got better if I never got into the boxing. If I never started MTK, I was a founding member, original founding member. You know, who knows, yeah? I was the original founding member, one of the original founding members of MTK. Facts.
Who did you start with, MTK?
Me and Daniel Kinnan started MTK, and lots of others. But Daniel's my brother, and without that man, I would not be the man I am today. He showed me how to be a man, showed me how to be a businessman, and showed me that crime don't pay. Imagine that.
So, what do you think your life would have been if you actually chose to be a boxer instead of,
I would have been a world
crime?
champion. I would have been a world champion. I would have been a world champion, definitely been a world champion, because I've sparred world champions now, and they haven't battered me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and they tell me, like, why didn't I continue doing it? I have good spars with good boxers, and they know now with one eye and disabled what I do in the ring now, what I would have been like as a kid. So they tell me I would have made it.
And you're very disciplined. You're incredibly disciplined.
That's coming from a place of lack. When you don't get fed all the time, when you go without as a kid, you learn how to economize.
Right.
You learn how to make things last. So I don't never run out of anything, ever.
So at the moment, you told me that you are going on a spiritual journey.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not going on it. I've been on it.
You've been on it.
I've been fasting for the last over a year now, isn't it? It's a year, isn't it? Yeah. I've been fasting for a year now.
So, did at any point did you have a spiritual?
I've always been spiritual. I always spoke to the moon, always spoke to the stars, always spoke to the universe. I've always been a man of the universe. And everyone always used to say I was nuts because I speak to the universe. I don't do anything in my life, never have done, never will, and I never want to, without the spiritual guidance of the universe. And it protects me. It always has. Even my writer over there can tell you that.
So,
He's known me a year and he can't believe it. Trust me, ask him. He'll tell you exactly. He'll tell you exactly what happens.
do you know something about is it called the chimp paradox?
That is
Yeah.
my book. That's right, the Chimp Paradox, Professor Steve Peters. I
Yes.
guarantee you this now. Go and get it, listen to it, and it will make you 10 times better person than you are today. Facts.
What is it about?
It's about mind management and how to, so when you hear the voices in your head, do this, don't do that. I'm going to smack him, I'm going to slap him. When you hear them voices to react, that's called your limbic system. Yeah, you can't listen to that. You got to listen to the voice that says, calm down, relax. They don't mean nothing. And then the chimp says, it means something, of course it means something. No, it doesn't mean nothing. Listen to the human. Listen to the human. Don't listen to the chimp.
Oh, so the chimp is the bad person that the
That's
bad
not a bad
boy.
person. No, it's your survival mechanism for when you was a Neanderthal human being. We are now domesticated, civilized animals. But we are a mammal first. Mammal first. Mammal first. I'm a male mammal and that's a female mammal. So we are from the animal kingdom. But we are programmed to believe that we're something different when we're not. We're the most educated species on this planet and we're the only species that doesn't communicate with each other, and that's why we have all this trauma. Facts. Yeah? So horses don't have problems, nor the dogs, nor the cats, nor the birds. None of them have problems with each other, apart from us, because we're idiots. Human beings. Homo sapiens are thick as shit.
So right now,
I'm on a spiritual journey to learn how not to be I'm on a spiritual journey now not to be a thick shit.
exactly. So I know that you were dealing with some problems of addiction in the past. So how are you dealing with that now?
Well, I never really had addictions. I just abused drugs. I never had addictions. I just used drugs, and I wasn't addicted to drugs. I never felt I was although I did get addicted once in prison,
Yeah.
and then never again because I didn't know. But I've never been addicted to drugs. I used drugs as a vehicle to enjoy myself or suppress myself, and that was it. So I knew if I smoked cannabis, I couldn't commit crime, because when I smoke cannabis, I don't want to do nothing. So when I was a criminal, smoking cannabis was at the end of the day because I had to be too active to do things. So I used drugs as social constructs and social tools to get through. Do you know what I mean? So it's all addiction. So I was addicted to a lifestyle that needed drink and drugs, but I don't need any drink or any drugs. That's why I'll just stop. I don't need food. That's why I'll just stop. I can stop. I can just stop like that.
Tell me a little bit about your diet, because you were telling me.
I'm an alkaline vegan.
Yes.
I don't eat anything that grows from the ground. Anything that doesn't grow from the ground will fall from the trees.
So can you teach me a little bit about that? What is the science of
Anything green. Anything green and natural. Nothing that's hybrid. Anything that's hybrid has been contaminated already. Anything small, anything miniature is no good. Any big banana's no good. Straight banana's no good. It's all, you got to get small, curved, fair trade bananas. The small,
Actually,
the
they
little
do sell
bananas.
them in Colombia, and they're really sweet.
Yeah, that's what they're proper bananas. They're the ones with seeds. They're the only bananas with seeds.
Yes, they are delicious.
Yeah, that's what they're the bananas. That's why you got to have all this. Any fruit with seeds is what you got to have. All the seedless fruit is demonic stuff. That's all the demon stuff. Because I'm on a spiritual journey now, so it's demonic and non-demonic. So being ungodly means dairy, red meat, and sugar means you're ungodly. Facts.
So you're telling me something about milk. So milk has a lot of...
Yeah, milk is filth. End of. Filth. So you want to drink filth, then you're full of shit. Imagine that.
So it has a lot of hormones.
Full of shit.
Yeah, I did see it.
Everyone. Dairy, sugar, and red meat means your insides is full of shit. Literally, parasite, shit, infections, bacteria, everything. Everything. It's mental. And your body's full of infections. When you're holding body fat, your body is full of infections because everything you eat is poison to your system, but you're internally dealing with it, but you don't realise it until you pop. And then you'll pop with something like eczema, psoriasis, what's that other one with like all the pox stuff, like all the blemishes, acne, all that stuff. It's all diet related. All the bone stuff is too much sex with the bad people does arthritis. See, people don't realise when men have sex, yeah, they release chemicals from their body. Right? When they're releasing, like a lot of people that have lots of sex have arthritis. So they get rid of all the natural bone fuel. It's crazy. And look into it, it's deep.
So is this how you recover after all of your
Everything. I've just revitalised my whole system. Just diet, yeah. Your diet is your freedom. To be godly, you need to be alkaline. That's it. You've got to house your God in your temple. That's why your body is your temple.
So did it affect you? I know that you're treating your body now like a temple.
I feel amazing. I feel 10 times better. I think, how the fuck can I feel like that? I'll do a 26-hour circuit with no sleep or no stopping, with no cramp. Ask me, how do I feel? Come do my circuit.
Okay, I'm going to. I will actually be up for it.
Okay. You heard it here first. I'm going to public. I'll let you know when she comes. Because we'll film her. The most that someone, you will, because the most that a professional athlete's done so far is 5 hours. I've had army, fire brigade, boxers, footballers, everybody.
How do you get through all of this?
Just anger, pain, suffering. Just get through it, mate.
You fuel yourself with your feelings.
I won't fucking fail. Sorry, but I won't fail. I won't fail.
You're very mentally strong.
Yeah.
So at the moment,
I'll tell you what, you know how mentally strong she is. She talking about me mentally strong. It is freezing out here. And I'm mentally strong, she reckons, yeah? Come on.
so with all of these things that have happened in your life, what do you think of the world right now? You know, with Elon Musk, doing all of this.
Look, okay, I'll keep it very simple. We're living in a very demonic world that's following the wrong God. And you need to look up the Book of Enoch, the Epic of Gilgamesh, the Aluna Elish, the Book of Jubilees, the Book of Mary, the Book of Thomas. Boom, look into it. Everyone come from Africa. The first Roman emperor in this country was Centimius Severus, the first black Roman emperor in this country. Yeah, and he built all the roads to the Edinburgh and the city of the Wall of London. And Dublin is called Dublin because it was named after the black queen, Queen Charlotte, because that's why Dublin means black lands in Latin. Yeah, people don't get it. Even all the Spanish were the Moors. Even the Spanish were the Moors. They was all black when they first started. The Moors created Spain. The Moors created Spain. Remember that. Everyone went to Africa to learn the mystic ways of Africa. The Greeks stole the Sumerian tablet and said they created language. When they stole the Sumerian tablet, Jesus was in Egypt for 20 years learning the mystic ways before he went to India and then Tibet. No, Tibet, then India. Jesus Christ. And then when he went back to Palestine, they killed him. And then tried to say Constantine the Great's boyfriend is Jesus, when it's not. Who you look at is Constantine the Great's boyfriend.
So, what do you think? Obviously, I know that the world is, terrible at the moment, but are you in agreement with everything that Elon Musk is doing with AI and all of that?
No.
So you know that you can have, for example, he has the Neuralink.
No. Anything to do with Elon Musk, yeah? Anything to do with Elon Musk and all the narcissistic people that are telling you that machines are going to help people, it ain't. People help people. People help people. Machines are going to mess us up. That's what they're going to do. Machines are going to be the end of the world that we know.
And Marvin, finally, what charity work are you doing at the moment?
I do a lot of CIC company work with HMP and other organisations. Oxygen is a big company I work with over in West London, South West London, over, I think near Kingston. So I've been doing a lot of work with Oxygen over the last few years. And we just do, I work with any communities that are having trouble dealing with their hard to reach. Yeah. So I like working with all the hardest to reach kids that have problems, that want to go somewhere. Because I need best behaviour, best conduct, pitch decks and business plans. And then we're cracking. Hooah!
Thank you, Marvin. I know that obviously you have children and I know that you have lost a child. So I would like to do this episode on memory of your child.
Right, say that again.
I said that I know that you lost one of your children.
Yeah, last year, God rest Cain, rest his soul. But the sun's shining on my skin every day and he's here every day looking down, blessing us with great fortune because he's paving the way to make sure nothing can happen to us now. And I love him for that. Thank you, son.
So what will be your message for, now that you're a father, what will be your message for other,
Same as for every other kid, the same message I'll give to my own kids. Learn Arabic, Chinese, Russian, Spanish and English and then get a business degree. And make sure you're the best vehicle that you can be by being in the gym, looking after yourself and eating the right food. Don't eat dairy, red meat and sugar because it'll kill you, get you infected and make you go hospital.
And what will you say to yourself now that you know that you're an adult? You know that we all have to heal traumas from when we were little. What will you say to young Marvin if you had the opportunity? Right. What would you like to say to yourself now as a child?
Go and learn Arabic, Chinese, Russian, Spanish and English and get a business degree, son. That's it. So the same advice I give to my kids, I'll give to myself. Boom.
Marvin, muchísimas gracias por haber estado con nosotros.
Thank you
so much.
Muchas gracias.
It was lovely having you.
De nada.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us. I will see you in the next episode.
Bye. See you soon.
Thank you for watching, amigos. That's all for now. If you want to see more, please like, share, and subscribe. Hasta la next one, amigos. Ciao.